my creation flow for binders. When I say pre-print world, this is basically what you would be doing before actually going to launch a collection. So first off, you want to pick a Solana token for the art direction. The reason I say that is you can think of this token as the liquidity layer and then the art that you produce as like the collectibles layer. So for example, let's say you go to a nub. Well, if you're creating a collection on nub, you're most likely going to want to base it off the nub cat because the people who already hold the token that are in the community, they identify with that IP. So if you were going to create, let's say, a dog on the coin, then maybe it's funny and maybe people bind it, but they're more likely to bind something that has the cat on it. Same thing with Remilio. They have the eyes that kind of like are the identity for it. So you would create a collection with those types of eyes. Whereas if you pick something like gold, or like gold like here, or Bitcoin, well then that could be really like your own art style because it's just like a financial class that will go up over time, but it doesn't really have an IP tied to it. So people that hold gold or hold Bitcoin, they really like all types of different kind of arts. So maybe that's like more something for you. But these are just a couple examples, and you could even go, let's say, on CoinGecko and filter through different coins. There's so many things out there that you could bind to it. Like maybe you do a collection on Pingu, maybe on Bonk. Like there's so many options, like I said. Now back to the flow itself. When you're creating for the V1 itself, you want to create a 1 by 1 canvas, and right now it's a maximum of 2000 by 2000 pixels, which honestly is good enough in JPEG or PNG. So now when it comes to creating the art, the generator is obviously a generator, so generatives would work better for it. So you can maybe do a collage, a PFP, or scenes, and here are some examples of those. So here's like a collage type PFP. This is more like a scene with like different TVs. You could do different couches. These are more like PFP style right here, pixelated PFPs. And this one's like a collage because it's like you have a ton of characters and then they're all layered together, and it's not necessarily a PFP, but it works well. So here are just some examples. You're an artist, you're watching this, you probably have your own style, so you don't have to copy this style, but this is just for newer people to see. Or right here, you can see that I created like this Nubcat collection, and it has the different layers, which by the way, I created a video on this channel on how to create a collection, which I'll pin right there. Okay, and now you're ready to create a collection. I also created a video showing you how to do that. So honestly, in a whole, it's not that hard, but I wanted to go through it just in case someone was like thinking like, how do I start? I think this guideline right here is very important, because let's say you ended up creating a file that's bigger than that, then you would probably have to minimize the file, which when you're creating art, it's not something you necessarily want to do. So I want to preface that, even like the canvases I do are all like 1200 by 1200, and that's enough. But just in case, this is the maximum and the file types that you need.